sisters, this is the high priest, L.D. Smith, the watchman on the wall. Our family, we got a good one as always. As always, we're still dealing with that heart. We got to get this heart right. And tonight, family, I'm going to show y'all right in the pages how Most High will deal with an individual that he has given wisdom. And the wisdom, they have corrupted it and taken God out of the picture. But when you take God out of the picture, you're going to lose everything that he has given you. All praise, all praise. All right, then. You guys know how I always say, I ask you guys to read along. Think about the word now. Listen to what's coming out of your mouth and give it some thought. And I know that the Most High will give you a clear understanding. And share this video. Any of you guys that come across this video, share it with your family. Share it with somebody. Because the Most High is calling his people. He's calling for Levi. He sent me as a messenger. I am here for Levi, the family of Levi. All right? Now, that being said, we're going to go forward now. Well, I'm going to come from the book of Ezekiel, the 28th chapter. Now, we talked about this. We talked about this before, but we going back over because it's a whole lot of nuggets in here that we did not talk about. And as I stated, I'm not here to give you a whole lot of scriptures. See, I'm only here to give you enough for you to think about it. All I want you to do is think about it. See, because I'm giving you steps how to get your heart in line. Now, we know that the wise heart and the fool's heart start at the same place. They start in the heart. But it's about what you let out, not what you let in, what you let out. See, because all that shit is already in you. Genesis chapter 6, he tells us, he says, that was already in them. See, so we got to guard it and only let out that which is of the Most High. That's why Joshua said, the book of this law shall not depart out of my mouth, but I'm going to meditate on this thing day and night. He say, and then I'm going to have good success. If you want to have good success, you got to get this word and meditate on it day and night. That's the first thing. See, why you think David said, that word have I hid in my heart that I might not sin against thee? It's right in the pages. I have hid in my heart that I might not sin against you. And see, that's when you're serious about God. Because see, when you're serious about God, then God will be serious about you. And I said it over and over. And people need to understand that. If you're not serious about God, then God can't be serious about you. And I told you guys, when Elijah comes back, if your heart is not right, you're not going to hear what he's saying. You're not. You're not going to hear what he's saying. So, while I'm talking. See, let me tell you something. Most people hear what they want to hear. Nowadays, they call it selective hearing. And here's something else that you can put this in the bank. You believe what you see. Huh? But according to God, you're working wrong. You're working wrong. See, he wants you to believe with this right here and then see it. Listen with this. And I'm going to get into the lesson and I'm going to show you. Over Isaiah, he talks about hearing and seeing. You got ears and eyes, but you can't see. But he says, unless they hear with their heart and be converted and be healed. I told you guys in other videos, God said out of his own mouth, said that he saw the wickedness of man man say it grieved that he had even created him. That came from God. Go and you look at in Genesis also. I think it's, I don't want to say what chapter it is, but I'm going to try to quote the scripture. When they was building up the Tower of Babel, and God said, about their heart and their imagination, that they could do anything. Wasn't anything impossible. Because they had put in their heart that they was going to build them a tower to heaven. And he says that with their imagination and whatnot, he said that nothing would be impossible. See, one can lie and say, well, I can't do it. Yes, you can. Do it because you can purpose in your heart. Plan it. Have that planet in your heart that I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. That you will do. Because that's what you got in your heart. And that is what's covering all that other shit. The good stuff is covering up the bad shit. Because let me tell you something. Anything that you see that has been done, you and I are capable of doing the same damn thing. You know the only thing that keep us from doing it? We restrain ourselves and say, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have no parts for that. And you mean it. Not that you change your mind, that you got in your mind, but no, but it is in a deeper part of you. And you won't do it. Capable of doing it if you let it out. You guard your heart. Now let's go here a little further now. Let's look at Ezekiel chapter 28. He says, I'm going to read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? It says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord God, because thy heart is lifted up, thou hast said, God in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not a God. Though thou set thy heart as the heart of God. See, we keep going back to what? The heart. The heart. The heart. The heart. The heart. We keep going back to the heart. Why? Because all the issues of life comes out of your heart. Everything starts there. Everything. Now look what he says. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret they can hide from thee. See that? Thou hast gotten riches and has gotten gold and silver and do it without wisdom. You can't do it without wisdom. And see, that's why God says that I caused thee to get wealth. And people see somebody doing something and they say, oh, I can do it. No, you can't. Because he have not given you that wisdom to do that. That's why you can't do it. Try, you can try all day long. But if he had not given you that wisdom, you can't do it. You're going to fail every time. Now let us keep on going here now. Let's do 5. He said, by thy great wisdom and that tapperty has riches in thy heart. And see, that's what happened to people. You ever seen a person that had it all one time, and then all of a sudden, you see them lose every damn thing they had? God took it from them. God took it from them. They got lifted up and started saying, I did this. I did that. I went to college. I studied those books. I did this. And see, y'all need to read the story about Nebuchadnezzar. Over in the book of Daniel, I think the 4th chapter, he said, by his great power that he have built this great empire. Yeah, and before the words came out of his mouth, the Most High was taking this shit from him. From him. But after he got chastised, after 7 years, he got chastised, didn't he? The sense came back to him, the first thing came out of his mouth. The Most High ruleth the kingdom of heaven and the first thing came out of his mouth. And I done messed up. Let us finish reading of verse 6. He says, before thou sayest the Lord God, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers. See that? I didn't pay for that. Now I'm going to take it from you. I'm going to show you that it wasn't you, it was me all the time. See, that's why I don't feel alone. Because God says, I never forsake you. God said that a mother, she may forget her suckling child. But I would never forget Israel. God is telling you that I'm not a mother, because a mother will forget her child. I'm not like her. She might, but I won't. See, that's the difference. That's the difference between God and a woman. God is not a woman. All right? And another thing, the Most High is not a man. He says all the time, who is likened unto me? Nobody. To me. Nobody. Says, I am not a man that I shall lie. So when you see in the Bible, he's talking about he's just using that reference because he started out in this human race, or this race, with a male and a female. But he cannot talk to us on his level because he's too deep. I were formed. And that's why you go back to your father and your mother. Huh? He goes back to your father and your mother. I'm your father. Huh? Just like your father to you. He said, Solomon, I will be a father unto you like I was David. Huh? That's what he said. I will be a father figure to you. He says, comfort ye. He says, I will comfort you as a mother comforts her child. Not that he is a woman level, so we'll understand what he's talking about. He says, I will comfort you like a mother. But he's not anyone's mother besides Judah and Israel. He isn't married to anyone else. So I needed to get that straight. He is not married to wisdom. He created wisdom. He says, I stretched out the heaven by my wisdom. Just like a carpenter would take a tape measure and lay it out on a piece of lumber, he just stretched out his tape measure so he can go to work and mark it and cut it like he want to cut it. Wisdom is a tool for the Most High. And when wisdom came, there in the 8th chapter, she said that she has her delight in the sons of men. Didn't mention a woman nowhere. Nowhere is a woman mentioned. She delight in the women, either the daughters of man. She says, I delight in the sons of man. Just how can a woman walk around here and think that she's wisdom? Wisdom didn't come from no woman. It came for the sons of man. Read chapter 8. You'll see it. Now let us keep on going here now. All right. Now let us look here now. I'm going to show you something here. Let's go to 1 Kings. We go to 1 Kings chapter 3. 1 Kings chapter 3. Now watch here. Watch this right here. 1 Kings chapter 3. All right. Now watch this right here. Chapter 3. You can look at verses 3. 3, and then we can jump down to 6. It says, and Solomon loved the Lord, walked in his statutes. Solomon did. And of David his father. Only he sacrificed and burnt incense in the high places. Okay, we're gonna jump down to 6. All right. It says, and Solomon said, thou hast shown unto thy servant David, my father, according to as he walked before thee in truth and in righteousness and in upright of heart. Of heart. See that? Now, we all know David. David did some wrong things, but he repented for those things right away. And he asked God, create in me a clean heart. That's what he said. And renew in me the right spirit. When you happen to let something out that you shouldn't have let out, you're quick to go to God. God, Father, help me out. I didn't. That's why he asked him for help. Create in me a clean heart and renew in me the right spirit. That's when you're serious. But see, when you go around and lying and saying any and everything, then see, God is going to expose your ass sooner or later. But anyway, let's keep on going. And now I did say let's go on down to 13 now. We're going to keep on going. Okay, let's look at 7. He says, and now, O Lord, my God, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father, and I am but a little child. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered, nor count for multitude. Therefore thy servant understanding heart to judge thy people, that I might discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people? And the speech pleased God. Y'all see what he said? Do you see what Solomon asked God for? He said, give therefore thy servant an understanding heart. Why? Because he knows all the issues come from the heart. And see, Solomon, God looks at him and God said, yeah, I like the way he's talking. It's right in the pages. He says, and the speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this thing. Because Solomon had asked for that. Because everything that you do comes from your heart. If your heart is filthy, you're going to do filthy shit if you don't guard it. I have hid that word in my heart, that I may not sin against thee. But when you just walk through life, I'm just walking through life, you can't walk through life like that, because you can have a lot of fuck ups. You can have a lot of mess ups. You can have a lot of hiccups. Because you call yourself just walking through life, not even trying to be aware of where these things are coming from. And then telling people part of your mind, oh, you want to do this because you don't like the way that was done. See, a lot of times, it's best not to do nothing, nor say nothing. Just look at it. Without even opening your mouth, I know you're lying. I know you're lying. But some have lied so long until lying is just a part of their everyday lives. They can't go a day without telling a lie. They can't go a minute without trying to be conniving, full of shit. But God got a day for that day. God says that He prepared a day just for the wicked. There's a day prepared just for the wicked. Not gotten away. Everything deals with time. Give it time. Give it time. Time will tell on you. Give it some time. Now let's keep on going. Now let me see. Now, okay, let us go to go back to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 28. Now you see here now, David here. I mean, not David, David's son. But now here, let's go ahead and look at verse 11. It says, and God said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast thou asked riches for thyself, nor hast asked for the life of thine enemy, but hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Look, it said, behold, but he said, look, I have done according to thy word. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart. Now we can get somewhere. Now Solomon can go to work, even as a child. But see, but I showed you guys over there in Jeremiah, the first chapter. I think it's around about verse 6. He's telling Jeremiah, you gonna go, I have ordained you before you even came out your mother's womb. He also tells me, say, I knew you before I even put you in there. And I have also sanctified you and set you apart. And Jeremiah goes and starts talking about, well, I ain't but a child, and he said, don't say that. God said, don't speak them words. Listen, I have put my word in your mouth, and wheresoever I send you, you're going to go and say exactly what I said. That's right there in Jeremiah, the first chapter. Go read it. Speak but one way. Speak what I say. Speak the word that I have told you, that I have commanded you to say. If I tell you that you are a prophet and a priest, then so be it. That's what you are. And you carry yourself. No matter how they try to gang up on you, they're ganging up on you because they see your authority. They see your power. And they gang up on you even though a lot of them don't even like each other. They don't. But because it's you, they gang up on you and then try to disrupt God's plan. But they can't. Because it was already ordained before you even came in the world. Jeremiah, it was already ordained. It was already orchestrated. It was already, as one say, meant. It was already planned. Huh? All that was already planned before you even came in the world, Jeremiah. Let them laugh at you. Let them talk about you. Do what I say do. Don't worry about them because they're only trying to be a distraction. Don't look at it. Don't look at that distraction. You be like Joshua. Be of a good courage. Don't be afraid. Look here now. We're going back over now at 28. Back in Ezekiel 28. Now watch this right here now. Okay, let's pick up at verse 10. Ezekiel 28:10. Now let's get on down here. I'm going to get down to business now. He said, thou shalt die the death of the uncircumcised by the hand of strangers, for I have spoken, it said the Lord. See that? And God said, I'm going to kill you. Huh? I'm going to kill you. because I gave you all my stuff and you took my glory. And you got selfish and you said, well, I did this and I done that. Said, now I got to kill you. Says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Cyrus, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord God, thou sealest up the sum, huh? This is the bottom line. Full of and perfect in beauty. That's how you was. Thou hast been in Edom, the garden of God. In some places, boy, where can't just know anybody go there. They pronounce all of them, but the topaz and the diamonds and the beryls and the oxen and the jasper and the sapphire and the emerald and the carbuncle and gold, the workmanship of the tabrets and of the pipes were prepared in thee in the day that thou wast. Y'all see that? In the day that thou was created. Not born. Not birth. But he was created. He was created. It says here he had pipes in him. Pipes in him. Huh? So you can see he wasn't no everyday Joe. He wasn't. No. He said, the anointed cherubim that covereth, and I have set thee, so thou wast upon the holy mountain of God. Thou hast walked up and down. He wasn't an ordinary individual, if you might say. He wasn't. But let us keep on going here now, because we got to keep on going. He says, thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou was created till iniquity was found in thee. See, I said in another video, I told y'all got some shit in y'all that y'all don't even know that's in there. He had some shit in him, boy, that he didn't even know. Because it was found. It was found in him. Something is in you and it's hid, then it's not found. But once it is uncovered, then it's found in you. Yeah, it was found in him and he didn't even know it. It is. I'm gonna keep on going now. He says, by the multitude of thy merchandise, they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned it. Therefore, will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of God, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the fire, of the stones of fire. Here we go, y'all. I was lifted up because of thy beauty, and thou hast corrupted thy wisdom. Y'all see that? I'm going to show y'all something. See, was he corrupted the wisdom because by the wisdom, he got all this stuff. Said it. By your great wisdom, you have attained all these riches. By your wisdom, your great wisdom. Now, he have corrupted his wisdom. Why? Because I'm the one that did this. I'm the one that did that. And see, I'm telling you, that's sure to come to an individual when they forget about God and start taking his glory and says, I did this and I did that. I did this and I made you and all kind of bullshit like that. I mean, That's so stupid. It is. That is terrible. And you can see here, it's right in the pages. I'm reading it word for word. Now let's look at it now. He says, 17 says, thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by this. I will cast thee to the ground that they may look at thee. See that? Defile. He has defiled wisdom. Now I'm going to show you. Let's go to Proverbs. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 8. Watch this right here. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 32. Now watch this right here. It says here, then I was by him, talking about the Most High, as one brought up with him. This is wisdom. And I was daily his delight, rejoicing all before him. Rejoicing in the habitation of parts of his earth. Not mine. His earth, and my delight were in the sons of men. See that? That my delight was with the sons of men. Any woman be the man's wisdom. Wisdom says that I'm their delight. I came to educate them. I came to give them wisdom. Now let's keep on going. Because it's right in the pages. He said, now there are children, for blessed are they that keep my way. Hear instructions and be wise and refuse not. Let me see. I want to keep on going now because, I got to keep it going down to 36. Okay. Didn't say hear another woman. I got to go back to it. She says, I get joy. I get pleasure out of the sons of men. Enjoy it. No. Right in the pages. See that? Huh? Y'all see that? You can sin against wisdom. Like I said, when you can see when God is taking a person down that had wisdom, because they start losing everything. They do. And they used to have good words. And now their words don't mean nothing. They used to have choice words, words that would cause you to think and like, yeah, where do you get that from? But now it's just dead words just falling. Not because you have corrupted the wisdom. You have sinned against the wisdom. It's right in the pages because you can see what he did over here and his great wisdom. But then he corrupted it. He corrupted it, and then when you go back over here and you look at Proverbs chapter 8, verse 36, he says, but he that sinneth against me wrongly. His own soul. All they that hate me, you got to die. You got to die. You got to die. You got to die. What did he tell him? He says, I got to kill you now. I got to kill you. I got to kill you because of me. Now I got to kill you. Huh? Time. In time. It's right in the pages. And I have seen it. Individuals that have had it all and they lose it all. Sometimes they jump out the motherfucking window. 10 stories up. Sometimes they walk out in front of a car. Get ran over. Sometimes they take enough drugs and overdose and then say, well, I want to get out of here. I know a guy that He said he was tired. Had a good job. House was paid off and everything. And the most I played with his mind, boy. And he went and taped up a garden hose to the back of the motor, to the back of the car on the pipe, and took it in and put it in the window, wind the windows up, and went to sleep. He left a note saying, "It's time for me to get out of here." Yeah, he died. But like I say, you can see here that you can sin against wisdom, and after that, you got to die. All praise, all praise. So family, we're going to close there. And like I said, this is our Sabbath, and I want you guys to get some rest, all right? But remember, go over the teaching. Share this with someone. Tell someone about the high priest over the whole house of Israel. Tell him that God has given him a message for we, his people. You guys know how we do it at the end of our teaching. We come together with one voice and one mind. On the count of three, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. One word, one God. All praise, family. Until our next Sabbath, we say shalom and we love you. Shalom.